Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
You find yourself in a tavern.
Yo, we should have checked for traps.
I knew he forgot something.
I think I can reason with him.
You killed his father.
Can I have sex with it?
You could certainly try.
I'm gonna touch a sword.
Don't touch the sword!
The child is evil, right?
Obviously.
I could cast Fireball.
Always cast Fireball.
All right, roll for it. Welcome to Friday Night Quests. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Jay Jones. This week we are excited to bring you the first part of our brand new season. But before we get to that, a few announcements. First one we're really excited about is we actually just got our first piece of fan art recently, and that was absolutely incredible for all of us on the show. Thank you so much to the artist who put those pieces together. That's a shout out to Amber Wayne on Instagram as Eli's Lullaby. That's spelled E-L-Y-S Lullaby. You can find that art on our Tumblr, partialarc.tumblr.com. Seriously, seeing that art absolutely made our week. It just put the biggest smile on our faces, so thank you. And hey, if you're out there and you've done some art or you'd like to do some art of the show, please feel free to share that with us. We love that kind of stuff and want to celebrate it, and we'll be happy to give you a shout out or even share it on one of our future Aftermath episodes. You can tag us on various social media, such as @partialarc on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, or email us at FridayNightQuests@gmail.com. Next up on our announcement train is Partial Arc is going to be at Gen Con this year. It's going to be in a couple weeks. It's right around the corner, and that's going to be August 18th through the 19th. We'll actually be there for the whole convention, but specifically on that Friday and Saturday, we're going to be showing off our new board game called Mortals. We'll be in the first exposure playtest hall, so please come swing by, say hey if you just want to chat Friday Night Quests, or if you want to check out the game. Either way, come say hello. And finally, just a reminder, Friday Night Quests is a growing show, and we really rely on our fans to help get the word out there. Thank you so much to everyone who's been posting about the show lately, recommending us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr, and to everyone who left us a review on iTunes. All that stuff really makes a difference, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. Whew, that was a lot of announcements. And now on to this month's adventure. We don't have a special guest for this season, instead focusing the action on our core cast. Jeremy Fox is a writer for film and television, and he plays the human fighter, Prince Horace Kemp. Kelly Egan is a digital strategist, and she plays the half-elf druid, Ysabel, Izzy Buchanan. Mike Christensen is the senior editor for partialarc.com, and he plays the half-elf wizard, Sweeney. So without any further ado, let's get to the game. Previously on Friday Night Quests. You feel it in your arms and your legs. You are frozen in place, all of you. Well, here you all are. The Velvet League.
So you're the guy who's killing the gods.
Oh, I'm helping them along, you know.
Sure.
Open up a few doors and neighbors. They just don't get along. The second has done a very good job, and Noreen, I must say, sorry, the old habits. She's done an excellent job of keeping you all off of my radar. And Horace, right? You killed Farah, and I gotta say, that was a real bummer for me because I spent a lot of time on her. In a blur of motion, his hand is at your throat. I'm gonna reenact how things went on the other end in that last fight with Farah. You ready? He pulls his left hand back and drags it into your stomach, essentially, with one quick punch. You take 40 bludgeoning damage to your stomach.
Okay.
He pulls his right hand back and punches you into the chest. You take 50 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I don't like to leave things to chance. What do you think I was going to do? Let you fight me at your full strength? What does this look like?
Like a fair fight. Yeah, why would you want to do that if you weren't a
pussy? A fair fight. Magic users talking about fair fight.
We know the location of a god.
And he touches his fingers to your head. So it feels like a giant metal pole is shoved into the top of your head, deep into your brain, if that's even possible. Sharply, painfully, no damage, but digs deep and burrows into your mind. Okay, so just gotta wait a few more hours, and I've got a nice free god on my hands. Thank you very much.
So you're not working for anybody?
No.
Just doing it for funsies?
I once was, but, well, and he looks at the second half measures. At the end of the day, magic has its roots in gods, and if you remove them, you remove magic, and you remove your people.
And you're left with what?
The next stage. Me.
Oh.
People like me. People like Farah. And I know you're all thinking, I've got reincarnation, I've got all my little magic tricks. But when I kill someone, I kill them for good. A axe carves across his back. Full rage overtaken his face is Gormo. He swings again, and Vect in a moment bats the axe away and grabs him by the throat and lifts him off the ground. And you just see Gormo's eyes roll back into his head. His eyes blink almost as something happens inside of his head as Vect is screaming in all of your minds, and he punches his hand right through Gormo's chest. You see winds whipping in bands against him. He's pushing back against it and looking essentially at you and say, you know what? You're gonna die first. I'm gonna kill you first. You feel him like shifting you back to human form, and he looks back, and on the floor where the second was, you see her one hand has been taking blood and has been wiping it across the floor in a sigil form, and she touches her hand against the sigil, and you hear him say, and then pop right out of existence. All of you, breath fills your lungs, and you collapse off the wall onto the floor.
Drop out of air elemental form and go over and somberly to Gormo.
We need to
Prepare.
figure this out second.
We're going to figure it out. All right, so it is the following morning. This is the day just after all the events that transpired the previous day before, with the army sieging the Kemp estates, this mysterious figure only going by the name of Vect showing up, and sadly, murdering Gormo. You guys are each waking up in the morning. The sun is just coming up. What do you do?
Well, a couple things that we have to do before we try to bring Gormo back to life. We need to send the refugees away, including Stu. I'm going to prepare and take 10 minutes right at the top of the morning to cast a new contingency spell.
Okay.
So I am going to put another mislead in there so that if I speak those secret words, my sweet baboo, then I will create an illusion of myself, and myself will turn invisible. The regular me will turn invisible. The illusion will not, because that defeats the purpose.
That wouldn't be very good to have an invisible illusion of yourself.
Also, this is something we've never talked about, but the material component for contingency is a statuette of myself, carved from ivory and decorated with gems worth at least 1,500 gold pieces.
Oh, God.
We
Wow,
don't
you've been
have
spending
that
a lot of
much.
money on that.
I have that. It's just a thing I have.
Oh.
It was Horace's money.
I only have 114 gold pieces still.
Yeah.
Still.
But then I'm going to go and use the teleportation circle and send the refugees to the Cal Sovereignty.
That's correct.
Which means I have used 2 5th level spells and a 6th level spell. It's not even breakfast.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's a way to start the day.
Yep.
So you send Stu and all the children away, hopefully to safety.
All the
Cal
children
Sovereignty.
except for the godchild, who we are not sending with him because we don't want him to be murdered by guys killing gods.
So Sekala is staying.
Sekala's staying, and then I'm going to knock on Sekala's door, send him down to breakfast.
Did you guys give him a room? He popped out of the mansion.
Not yet. He because we cast that thing at breakfast time. So,
So he would. That's
I
true.
just
The
need to-
24 hours
I
would
knock
be
on
just
his.
coming up.
I knock on his door. I'm like, hey, this mansion's gonna go away in like 7 minutes. So, you can stay, but you'll get pooped out of it. Come down and eat some breakfast. And then, a lot of the refugees left, and a lot of the servants and guards are dead. So, we've moved most of them, but not all of them yet. So just don't eat them, I guess. And just chill and be cool for a minute.
All right.
And then I'm going to go to the second's room
Okay.
and knock on her door.
So the second has just been staying for the night in one of the many, many guest rooms in the Kemp Estates.
Mm-hmm.
She opens the door. Yes.
You should come down and have some breakfast.
Yes, I think I could probably work up an appetite.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you all down there in a few minutes. And you see that it looks like she had just been getting dressed, and it looks like you can see under her robes. Like she was.
Shit!
Oh no! There's no no skin popping out here, but you can see that she was just putting on underneath her black cloak, which you guys never typically see. It's this like plain cloak that she has around her. Underneath, she has like a regular white shirt, and you can see on her right arm, which she is missing, you can see that she is kind of bandaged it up right at the stump where the shoulder is.
She has no arm?
She's missing her right arm, yes. She had both last time you met her.
Okay.
So when she showed up,
So it's not, I shouldn't know.
well, when we saw her last
when
night,
you saw her last night, you might not have noticed because of everything that was
Yeah,
going on,
okay.
but her right arm, which had its sleeve, was pinned up.
starts just under the shoulder, it looks like?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and it had been pinned up because she does not have a right arm anymore. But last time you saw her, she had two. So, but yeah, so the second closes the door to finish getting ready. So, Izzy, Horace, what are you guys doing this morning?
I'm saying goodbye to Gormo in my own way.
And where is Gormo?
We're going to try to resurrect him
Yeah,
this
'cause-
morning.
I thought he said he ain't coming back.
We should
Right.
try anyway.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling.
Well, the thing is with resurrection, if he doesn't want to come back, it won't work.
oh, and it's a big chance
The
Gormo
soul
won't
needs
wanna
to be.
come back.
The soul will be willing. Needs to be
Gormo
willing.
seems pretty codependent.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah, the soul needs to be willing in
I'm
order
like
for
an
it
abusive
to come back in the
boyfriend.
body. So I could do this. I will be spending 1,000 gold pieces worth of resurrection oils. So if you have some insight into Gormo's consent of resurrection, please tell me so I don't waste my oils.
Can he hear us right now?
No,
Oh.
he did.
Because I could say some words over his body that might make him want to come back.
No, he did.
Okay.
If you want to say some words over his body, you certainly can.
He won't reply though. 'Cause he's
Well, I
dead.
know, yeah. I get that he won't talk back, but
I hope our level 18
that's
or
one of
level 19 fighter understands death.
That's one of the downsides.
where did he go?
He thinks everybody's been sleeping every time he attacks them.
He'll reply if I say something. He like me.
I don't
He's
get
taking
it.
a little nap.
I'm his friend.
Why is he not moving? Okay, well, yeah, I'll say something nice over his body. Should I do it now, or because I'm having no sandwich?
Well, I'm
Is
in the.
that how you remember him?
Yes.
I think we put Gormo in the pillow fort room, but we've cleared it, and it's a lot more reverent, but still very much a pillow fort room, but a reverent pillow fort room.
Yeah.
So we put him on the altar with pillows,
Okay.
and then we pushed her throne off to the side, and we have candles lit.
You know, the castle alchemists say to put dead bodies in the morgue.
Well, it's only been a couple hours, so
Okay.
we're pretty good right now.
So I think we ruined our pillow fort with Gormo's
Yeah,
rotting body.
I think the era of our pillow fort. I think we gotta move on.
You don't tell
beyond
me.
that.
I tell you when the pillow fort's done.
No,
And now it's done because his body's in there.
no, because okay, great.
It's fine. It's cool.
It's
but
cool.
It's Gormo's now, so.
Yeah, we'll just
Bye,
have-
pillow fort.
Well, yeah, but we always have the backup pillow fort room. of course.
You never showed me that.
Yeah, all the pillows in there are just filled with sawdust instead of the goose down, though. So it's a little
Grody.
different. Yeah.
All right. Is that where you keep your hamsters?
No, that's in the hamster room,
Oh,
which looks like a big hamster ball.
my parents are going to be really angry when they get back.
I know. I'm kind of excited, but we're not gonna be here for that.
That's true. We'll be on an adventure.
Yeah, Velvet League.
Like always.
Like always. Sorry, Mom, can't talk to you. I'm in the celestial plane. We'll clean up when we get home, I promise. I'm never
Don't mind the
coming home.
hamsters.
Also, don't go in my room downstairs. It's kind of grody.
Gormo's dead.
But yes, our most loyal servant is dead and in the foyer.
There's an army corpse outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, are the
Yeah.
gnomes cleaning that up?
I think they're prioritizing on the guys who died in the building first.
So the
Okay.
gnomes have been attending to more of the internal grounds, but yeah, they'll get to the outside soon because there was a whole army out there. There's
Yeah.
like tents. There's from when Izzy was a silver dragon. There's like a bunch of frozen dead 20 archers on the front lawn. There's also 20 archers in a different plane of existence right now. So who knows what their adventure's like? And there's a bunch of tents and a dead siege giant out there. So there's a bunch of stuff to clean up.
Ew. Do you want me to summon a horde of vultures to go start picking away at them?
Can you summon a horde of vultures?
Yeah, probably.
Of course you can.
Let me look it up.
I'm assuming you're saying this to Bobbins.
Yes.
Yes, if you can, that would be excellent.
Yeah, let me look. Let's put a pin in that.
Are they big enough for Bobbins to ride?
It's going to take a long time for all those vultures to eat through that whole army, though.
Yeah. Hey, Bobbins, I order you to ride the vultures
Okay.
and direct them towards the most important bodies to eat first.
Of course, I will always prioritize the biggest mess to clean. I guess this is just like cleaning up a mess.
What do we do with the woman who was enfeebled and whom I committed a war crime against?
I put her in a nunnery.
Okay. So you send her off, the gnomes take her into town, and they
She's a virgin now.
they bring her to a nunnery.
Okay. Okay, just because someone's wearing new socks does not mean they're a virgin. We've talked about this.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, let me conjure some animals.
So conjure
Third level.
animals.
I think I have to.
I'll have little
Vultures are
saddles
CR0, so you can make a bunch.
I make 100. They blacken the sky.
At third level, you can definitely make 8, and then like you can keep casting it and get as many vultures as you want.
I'm gonna need to reserve my higher up.
Yeah,
spell
one of us should.
So
So you just make a whole just little army of vultures.
let's say about 50. That's good. That's a
That's
frightening
like a
amount.
9th level spell,
Oh damn it.
Cast antipathy.
or a third level spell several times, like 5 times.
Oh, I can't do that.
Cast antipathy on them.
You know what? They could just rot.
Let's be fair. We are actually very close to the shore.
Yeah, let's
There
throw them
will
into the sea.
There will be scavenger animals
Cool.
before too long. There are seagulls.
Cool.
And if I learned anything from high school, seagulls will eat anything.
They will. They're awful.
Because we had a real seagull problem at my high school. Because people would just leave.
Because of all the dead fire giants.
Yeah,
and
there were an
soldiers on.
inordinate number of dead fire giants. Well, it was 2003. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the second comes down to breakfast, I think I'm waiting until she comes down before I go out to join you guys for the ritual. But when she comes down, I have waiting for her. There's food for her, and there's also paper, a quill, a bottle of ink. And I say, look, I know that we're about to ask you to recap a lot, and it can be difficult to put that into a manageable order. So you've got an hour. I want 1,000 words on what the fuck's going on, and I really hope you're a southpaw.
What is it, the AP English test? Like this is good.
And then I go join them for the.
Oh my god. What if the arm that she lost?
That's what a southpaw is. Someone who's left-handed. So I'm mocking someone with a disability.
Oh, great.
Like a hero does.
Like a hero
Like a
does.
hero.
Paws aren't disabilities.
No, but she's missing an arm.
Oh, got it. I was like, damn, you're harsh to left-handers.
Dang.
It's okay. It's not like the DM is left-handed.
Yeah.
Will reap his great vengeance upon you.
Yes.
Well, I'll be in the backyard naked digging a grave if anybody needs me.
God,
One of those words was not necessary and really complicates the matter.
Nope, that's my faith. That's the
Fair
way.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair
that's
enough.
how I commune. It'll be a
Honestly, every
good one.
gravedigger I've ever seen has been naked.
See? It's yeah.
It's because you only know Izzy.
Yes. I only know one.
I'm the
I was
best.
about to ask, how many gravediggers do you know?
Only me. Yeah, so I'm in the backyard.
So you guys are in the backyard. Izzy digs the grave, and
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I popped my head up out of the earth. Wait the fuck.
I'm like perched
This-
on the end of the grave.
This was like the most esteemed and your most loyal servant of your family. I don't think we should be putting him in the backyard.
No, that's exactly where he should be.
We should put him in the Kemp morgue.
the tomb or
Oh,
whatever.
the- oh,
yeah,
tombs.
yeah.
Well,
he does. I think,
if this doesn't work,
think Marcus would be down with that.
I mean,
Yeah, if this doesn't work, we'll do that. That's fine.
Oh, we're gonna try to bring him back. I thought we kind of. Oh,
Yeah.
you want me to try to bring him
Yeah,
back?
this isn't
All right,
official.
dig in.
I think
isn't
I think we owe it to him to try.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
so
Egan.
you set up the ritual.
'Kay.
He's laying in the earth, and
I lay
do
down
you
next to him.
use your reincarnation.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
sort of.
laying down next to him part of it?
She did.
That's how I decided to.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no like right or wrong way to do it. You can kind of go about it. I like to lay down next to them, like in True Blood.
Okay.
And this is actually the first time Sweeney's witnessed the ritual.
Right, because you were dead last time.
I've been dead both times. Actually, she brought back some villagers before, but I was very much in a pity party when that happened, so I wasn't watching. This is the first time I'm seeing how I've come back to life.
And then I hold Gormo's hand and close my eyes, and I say, "Hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah." I say, "Hey, what's going on?" And then I douse us with $1,000 $1,000 worth of really expensive oils. And we do reincarnate.
And one of the gnomes sheds a long, long tear.
Because their tears are gelatinous.
Yes.
And our dessert.
So,
Or not. Scratch that.
Sure.
Doesn't have to be.
sure.
Well, are the gnomes here for this? I would rather it just be the league.
Can't stop them.
But
Fair.
so, as much as yes, this is a very personal moment
Yeah.
for the league, Bobbins had a very close relationship to Gormo,
Yeah.
as well as all the servants
Yeah.
did. This is kind of when a servant goes under the service of a family, they want to be there to witness and acknowledge their works.
He literally had a painting with hollow eyeballs that he could watch Gormo through in Gormo's room.
Are we sure we should be doing this? No, I'm kidding. We should be doing
It's
this.
a painting like a frog wearing a little
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
Standing next to like an automobile. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gormo knew.
That frog always had hollow eyes. So, the magic
Yes.
of the oil and your words washes over Gormo's body. You see it sink into the earth around him and underneath him. You see it pool up around his body and then dissipate. And nothing happens. Typically, even though it takes a little while, things will occur, but there's nothing.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to weekend at Bernie's him.
Yeah, he'll make the best sandwiches if he's got fishing wire on his hands.
Well,
I can't let my parents know he's dead.
Oh, wait, hold on.
your parents owe me $1,000 worth of precious
Yeah,
oil.
that's fine.
That's
easy.
fair. They're good for it.
That is.
You could probably just pry jewels off my mom's bed.
Oh gosh, no. Remember when your wife tried to touch any of your mom's jewels? And
Oh,
what
yeah,
hap-
she
yeah.
flipped
Yeah, that's
Bad
right.
news bears.
They like literally blew up
These-
in front of her.
Yeah,
Please scream
you're
and
right.
bite. Yeah.
You're right. I forgot about that.
I do not want tender claws on my butt. No, not at all. Well, I'm so sorry, you guys. I did my best.
You did what you could.
Yeah.
We were told. We were told that
Yeah, the soul
but we
needs
had
to
to
be
we had to try. It needs to not just be willing but able. And I don't know what Vect does.
Oh. You wait, are you telling me that you think that his soul is captured somewhere and that's why it's not willing and free?
We need to talk to the second.
Okay.
So you guys go back inside. They finish moving the body to... Horace, you wanted to move Gormo to the family grave?
Yeah, we'll incinerate him and put him in one of the urns.
Okay. So the gnomes and
I think that's all right.
Yeah.
That should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the rest of the gnomes essentially take that action and go to prepare the body. You guys come back inside where the second is sitting. Her breakfast is in front of her. It is now cold. She hasn't eaten any of it. The quill and the ink and everything that you set down in front of her is also, nothing has been written out.
I didn't think it would be
and
necessarily.
She's just kind of sitting there, tapping her fingers on the table, looking off kind of in the distance. What do you guys do?
This is the dining room, right?
I kick her in her stump.
God.
That's like a high kick.
That's a pretty high kick.
If she's sitting.
She's sitting,
That's
but
like a
it's
rock
still like a
head kick.
medium level
I
kick.
spin jump kick her stump.
Why?
I mean, at your level, you can, and it'll look
I'm
cool.
angry at her. I'm angry.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Just blame this on her.
I mean, I do
You just
too.
roundhouse kicked her while she's sitting down.
So to confirm, are you roundhouse kicking the second while she's sitting at her
Yeah.
table? Okay.
Yeah.
Please roll an attack roll for me.
Okay. Excellent. That's a 16.
16.
Yeah.
You miss.
Oh.
Whoa.
So you spin.
I kick her breakfast against the wall.
Yeah, you basically.
That's still really awesome.
It looks intimidating. Like she might
Yeah.
have thought that you did that on purpose,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I
not
did.
knowing that you
Oh, I did.
were trying to kick her stump.
Yeah. I'm
But
going to do that to your stump, too. If you don't tell me what's going on right now.
so she looks at the plate and the food that's now slowly dripping off the wall that it's shattered against.
For 2 breakfast jacks.
My Sammys. I understand you all deserve an explanation, and yes, in part this is my and my organization's fault. I'm fully willing to tell you what's been going on, but if I can ask, can we have a little privacy and she looks around and sees the different guards and some of the servants and guests that were in the home, like that were just staying at the Kemp Estates while the siege happened. Can we go to a private room to discuss this?
Yeah, we can go to the root beer float room. No one's ever in there.
Yeah, it smells really bad, but let's go.
Yeah.
That's why no one's ever in there.
Yeah.
So you guys go to the root beer float room.
Yeah.
What's in the root beer float room?
It looks like an old-timey candy shop.
But it's all melted and rotting now.
Yeah.
Did you guys install this and forget that this room existed?
There's a lot of flies.
Hasn't been refrigerated for a while.
Also, there's no root beer. It's just a lot of,
There's just like
Cream.
sticky stuff on all the
sticky cream.
counters and floors.
Yeah.
Is this like it's so gross? Is this like become like the West Wing of the Kemp Estates? Like nobody goes to the root beer float.
We've closed up this
I assume
one.
you're making a Beauty and the Beast reference, not the presidency. Well,
Could be both.
I
don't know. Which one do you think I was making a reference to?
Fair reference.
We don't go into this part of the White House anymore.
The smell is too bad.
So you guys make your way.
Trump has a shit room, you guys.
He would.
He's only eating
would.
fast food.
He's got 4 years to fill it to the top, or else, the curse won't go away. Yeah.
Yeah, like Melania is like trying
The witch
to
that's keeping him in the
understand what's inside that beast. But she just can't love him.
Jeez. So you guys make your way to the root beer float room.
Yep.
The abandoned root beer float room.
Yeah.
There's a table in there. You kind of move your hand and wipe some of the old recipes, I guess, that led to whatever.
Prestidigitation and like clean up
Nice.
the area that
you.
we're sitting in and get rid of the smell.
The second sits down at the table, invites you all to pull up a chair and sit as well. So each of you sit down at the table.
Yeah.
So what do you want to know?
I was pretty clear with my prompt. What the fuck is going on?
I guess we could start with who is that guy? Who's
Who
that
is-
dude?
Who is Vect?
Yeah, there we go.
Vect is a former member of my organization. I think I said before.
He was the third, right? I mean,
That's correct.
Your cabal, your coven or whatever. Each cell has 3 members.
That's correct.
The first, if I remember right, it's the one who speaks, the one who knows, and the one who acts.
That's correct.
The one who speaks, and that was that hobgoblin that we fought.
Yes, typically the first in our organization is either a singular member or most times a group, a party that can deliver a message or intimidate where need be so that the remainder of us do not need to be involved.
The second is the one who knows.
That's correct. That would be
Yourself.
someone like myself, yes.
The one who acts is the third.
Yes. As the name entails, someone like Vect, the one who acts, is a final resort to resolve issues with dangerously powerful magic users. See, typically the first will be our messengers and speak on our behalf, warn the dangerous, more notorious magic users to tone down their activities, and hopefully it ends there. The second, like myself, might bring them to judgment or elicit compliance through knowledge. We in so many ways might blackmail them or bring them before justice in a kingdom and have it be done. If no acceptance can be reached from these 2 points, then the third is sent, and he or she, whatever we send, acts, and that is the end of it. And so far, a third has never failed in its mission to complete. Anytime the third has been sent, they've always been successful.
So did Vec not kill the person he was supposed to kill?
No.
My guess is, just getting a read on him and his tactics, he did not feel that he was being used often enough, would be my guess. Or felt that your measures were a little bit halfy.
That is accurate. He wanted to, let's say, improve his role in the organization. He felt that we, as you said, were not reaching our full potential.
Now, was the idea for the disease, the wizard disease that your organization developed to target wizards with wild magic, was that his idea?
So, yes, we developed this disease, but it was only ever to be used against the worst of enemies, and specifically it was originally designed for liches.
Now, see, here's the interesting thing, though. 2 days ago, you told me that you never planned to use it.
We didn't.
So now you have an agenda for it, though. Which makes sense, because if you never plan to use something that you make, you don't make the thing.
It was a theory. The liches that we encountered early on when the organization was founded, they were dangerous, they were out of control. We needed something to be able to shut them down. Now, this research had been done for thousands of years. This was before Vect even joined the organization. It took a long time to figure out exactly a way to disrupt their magical properties and turn them inward like some type of bomb. And liches do act with so much magic inside of them that we were able to harness it and create a weapon out of it.
Was the disease Vect's idea or yours?
The disease originally was the organization's. Vect merely...
repurposed it.
Yes.
Or I guess purposed it, because that's the thing it's designed to do.
It was only ever to be designed for liches. He took it farther, and where it is now, I'm not entirely sure.
Liches get stitches.
Slotties get
Bodies.
bodied. Oh!
So, what's the problem here? That magic users are going to die?
Well, there's a lot of them. The gods are killing each other.
Oh, well, is that a problem?
They've been doing
And
that
the
for-
universes, the realities, they're blending into each other and folding in on each other
Okay,
and
well, that's
collapsing.
a problem, yeah.
So-
We're in apocalypse land.
So this
Okay.
what is the organization? Who are those?
Oh yeah, can
Who
you
are
guys
they?
just have a name?
We don't take a name.
Bob. The organization's called Bob.
Don't
I'm
call
writing
our
it down
organization
on
Bob.
a piece of paper. Well, then come up with a fucking name.
We
It's
don't.
super easy.
We call it the.
Of course we could take a name, but the point is that we cannot be documented, that we cannot... If you take a name, then all someone has to write down over the thousands of years to track our organization is a name. Hey, have you seen this organization?
Bob.
I'm calling
Yes,
it Scientology.
Sure, Bob. Oh yes, we have documents on Bob. It's the easiest way to keep oneself off of a radar if you don't take a name. And we've taken great steps that we cannot be documented and that we cannot be repurposed in most ink formats.
Second, you're not thinking about the fact that you've got the Sweeney syndrome, which is that if you don't name yourself, you will get named.
Yeah.
And Bob is actually an acronym for big old buttholes.
So, how many members are currently in Bob?
Yeah, big old butthole.
Do you guys catch what I did there? How many members are in Bob?
Oh!
It's a multiple entendre,
I like
you
it.
see. Because see,
So Bob sucks, second.
yeah,
You know it, we know it.
Bob blows.
You know it, we know it. So how are we going to solve the Vect problem? And then how are we going to make sure the organization doesn't lose another fucking disease bomb?
One.
What do you mean one?
Oh, the one that speaks.
No.
Oh,
There's
tried.
one left in the organization.
What?
you're
Disease
the,
bomb?
you're the only one left. You're the only member left of your organization.
She's the second. The organization has one left.
There is only one of us left, and that's myself.
What about Vect?
Well,
Vect is no longer recognized as part of our organization.
because you're the organization. What a jerk
oh
off.
my gosh, that's like, we don't talk.
So now
to
you're
him
just
anymore.
two people who are mad at each other.
Yeah, you should
You're
just.
not an organization, second. I mean,
She could be if she wants to.
I
No,
love
I'm
the
sorry.
idea.
Are you can't be incorporated because you don't have a name.
No, you.
What is your federal ID number? No, you're not an organization if you're only one individual and you don't have a name. You can be one of those things. You can absolutely be an organization and be only one member. Then you just hire yourself out. that people do that all the time, but not without some documentation. You're just an asshole.
Will you shut up?
No, I 100% will not.
She slams her left fist on the table.
Yeah, you didn't have the other one.
She doesn't have a right fist.
Oh.
You can see
I don't feel bad for her.
Okay.
her face is red hot with rage, and you can see just anger and sadness welling up in her eyes. There were plenty of us.
Then where the fuck were you?
They're fucking dead!
I mean 10 years ago.
Oh. When
Alaric Levant ran across the country with a cadre of children that he turned into evil wizards. If there were 3 of you, I get it. You cannot be everywhere. If there were a bunch of you, you're all assholes, and I have no sympathy. You pick a side right now.
We can't catch every case every time. We get the worst of them.
Then don't appoint yourselves the only ones responsible.
You know who made a similar argument to this? Vecht made a very similar argument. He wanted an answer for every case. And I get it. I do. If I could have been there, if any of us could have, it would have been different. But reach and control can only go so far until it is something else entirely.
Well, now it's shards. Your
Shards?
Shards.
Oh.
Or both, I guess. Your organization crumbled around your ears. You and Vecht are the only ones standing. So right now, it's not an organization. You currently have no resources. I believe, am I incorrect in that assumption?
Well, I was hoping to enlist some help. I have recently, but this is a bit of a bigger agenda for myself and others, and I was hoping to get some of your help.
But
why would we help you?
I don't know. Look outside.
We could fix that. It just seems like you're the reason why this is happening.
no.
No? Oh, God.
Vecht is the reason this is happening.
It's a chain, though.
Well,
we'll kill the second, then we'll kill the third.
They made Vecht.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They made Vecht.
She is to blame, but
just-
she is not responsible in that removing her will not solve the problem.
Yeah, I'm
we
not-
need what she knows, and she can help us.
Yeah.
I just want it on the record that she's an asshole.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's been on the record for a while. You know, you could join our organization, which actually is an organization because it's the Velvet League.
We have a logo and an
You
EIN.
join us. Bob is done, man, lady. Like what you should do is be a part of us, and now we will enlist you. You're not enlisting us,
And we'll protect you.
and we'll make you a wooden arm.
If it helps, the history books will not give a shit about Bob.
Right.
The entire point is that there is no record of us.
That was sort of the joke, second.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
so
sort
the
of...
thing that you want is will happen.
Yeah, you won't
Yeah.
even be a footnote because they can't write down the organization.
But
That's not the point. That's never been the point. That's why we don't take a name. You want fame and people to write stories about you.
yes.
we would love that. Nursery rhymes, coloring books, sneakers.
Because when people know who you are, they are willing to help you. We get help because people have heard of us. Because people say, hey, I know of the Velvet League. And not just because they caused some trouble some one time, but because they liberated a village from being enslaved. Or they saved us from being slaves to giants or what have you. Because people know who we are. We have badass titles. They call Izzy the Blood Dancer, and that's fucking rad.
It is.
Your name, second, is problematic at best. It is confusing from a mere linguistic perspective. So, yeah, there aren't a lot of stories about the second because it gets very frustrating very quickly. But if people know who you are, Noreen, if people know what to call you and what to call upon you, then people will help you. That is all beside the point. How is Vecht doing what he's doing?
You're talking about what happened.
Literally anything that he does. But let's start with whatever you're about to say.
Well, do you mean how he operates and what he plans to do?
I want all the information that you have, second. I don't know how much less ambiguous I can be about that.
Listen. Vecht is an anomaly. He's something new. We only took him in because he was something we hadn't seen before, and because he was very good at alchemy, and he was very good.
You mean capital G good. He was one of the... He
Well,
was on the side of the angels.
That's what we thought.
Did you guys bone a bunch? No.
We were close, but we were not intimate.
Bitterness.
Vect is something we still haven't seen very much of. He is a new breed, a new classification. The organization, when it was around, classified his abilities as a mystic.
Did the organization, have a kill switch?
No. To be honest, there's never been anything like him before, so we felt it was best to bring him in, to learn closely, to watch closely, and see what he could do. He doesn't use magic. It's all mental. It's psychic. It's something else entirely. He draws 0 from the magical spectrum, if you want to look at it from that perspective. That's why counter spells and wards and everything that we've built up a millennia, the gods, mortals, anything, liches even, all protection against magic, the most powerful weapon, and he walks right through it. None of it works on him.
Because he's not magical.
Because he's a god.
No.
Demigod?
Gods are magical, I think.
Yeah. I mean, god magic is still magic. It's just a different kind of magic. He draws his power from his mind, you're saying.
Yes.
Why are the gods killing each other?
Because he tore down the walls.
Yeah.
Well, the gods are like, hey!
I've always had a beef with you, and now my reality fell down, and you're there too.
Oh, so before
I'm-
they used to not be able to punch each other.
I guess. Or they weren't as willing. Or
Not
they-
as easily,
Yeah.
at least.
I mean, once people started tripping into each other's dimensions, it sounds like it's just chaos in every plane right now.
What are the good gods doing?
They're dead.
They're dying.
Remember when we went to the celestial
We can
plane?
get more
A
info
lot of
on
them-
that from Sekala.
What, does the second know?
I have, yes, just general information. Most are dead or dying. Some are fighting the good fight, the remaining good gods that are out there, but others are hiding, like Sekala. Others are just gone. We don't know where they've gone to, whether they're still alive or not.
So, does Vect have the ability to restore the walls?
To the reality?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do we know how he's doing it? Do we know how he's tearing them down? Is
Well-
that him?
In part, yes. He's using his reach from the plane we know he's operating from, which is Limbo.
Oh, Limbo. Oh, Limbo.
See,
Have we been to Limbo?
No, but
No.
Limbo's been here.
see,
Sladi are from Limbo.
yes.
Oh.
When Vect was working with our organization, he found the plane of Limbo, and that's when things went differently. See, he's a good alchemist, but he was trying to take this disease and broaden it. Not just liches, but wizards, sorcerers, clerics, druids, anyone that touches magic in some way, and he couldn't figure out how. But there's an interesting race that exists in Limbo called the Sladi. Their reproductive methods are a combination of a type of contagion, disease.
And an embryo, like a parasite.
Yes.
That's hot.
He found his delivery system of sorts. And Limbo,
Slotty orgasms?
well,
Slotty reproductive materials.
Gross.
Ew.
and not only that, do you know much about Limbo?
Some. From what we recall, it is a realm of chaotic elements and where water becomes fire, becomes metal.
Oh, is that right?
I think so. And also, there was something called the Spawning Stone,
Yes.
and that was developed by the Modrons
Primus was the one that created it to create order.
in Limbo.
It instead spawned the Sladi,
We've
which
seen it.
you've
is that,
seen it.
Is that like the myth, the story of the beginning of the Slotty?
Yes.
Okay.
We've seen the spawning stone because when we were in
How
Izzy's
did you see?
hometown,
You said you've never been to Limbo.
Limbo's been here.
What?
When we were in Izzy's hometown, there was a cave. And while we really thought we would find the Underdark in there, we seemed very convinced of it for some reason. Instead, we found a temple that was half in Limbo and half here. But it wasn't chaotic or weird. Instead, there were 3 monks, Githzeri. And one of them was named Pharaoh. Farah? I think Farah.
Yeah.
And she was actually a Slod. But she took this other form.
I killed her, right?
Yep. And she was an apprentice to Vecht. We know that from last night. He seemed very upset about it. Here's what we know about Vecht so far. He is meticulous, but he is a creature of passion. Because he could have, and should have, murdered us all last night. But instead he toyed with Horace, because he took the death of Pharaoh. I thought it was Pharaoh for a very long time.
Is it?
I thought it was Pharaoh, but last night he kept saying Farah. And he would know, I guess.
Yeah.
He took it so personally.
Yeah.
He toyed with you. You have hand-shaped holes in your chest last night.
I got better.
I know. We usually do. He's a creature of passion. Last night, Izzy, when you threw your tree at him, he said he was going to kill you first. Now, because he's very. I mean, I don't know if he'll maintain that. He's a creature of passion.
Okay.
Plans.
Okay.
He's got in spades.
I get what you're saying. That can be a weakness.
That can be exploited, but it can
Sure.
also be something he can use against us because he gets unpredictable. That's something else we know about him.
Okay.
He's going to be very challenging to predict. We also know that he can get inside of our heads. Him being a psychic creature is not surprising, but he got inside my head.
Yeah.
He found out about Sekala that way.
Okay.
And he can do just an ungodly amount of damage with his fingers.
Can we wear like a helmet or something to block his?
Tinfoil.
I was kind of thinking that.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
Obviously, as you saw from last night, you can't get close to him, even relatively, unless you are trained. Unless I prepare you, like I've prepared myself. You see,
He was able to freeze all of us, but not you.
yes. I've known Vecht for quite a while, and when we were discovering his abilities, it became very apparent that if he was to, for whatever reason, decide to turn on the organization, we should put certain precautions in place. So I knew him well. He taught me about some of the things he could do and his abilities. Mine,
Pottery.
I can't touch even close to the level that he can, but I can protect myself so that at least me and my other compatriots can act at least within our own capabilities around him. Otherwise, he just shuts everything down.
Yeah, we all saw it. What happened to your arm?
That was from the last attack. He and his army invaded our final safe house and killed everyone.
Oh, you're talking about the organization.
Bob.
Yes.
Vecht.
Okay.
The organization.
Got it.
Vecht
Vecht and his army.
came and destroyed
Okay.
everything.
Enough said. So, I imagine we don't have like a year for you to train us.
No, which is why, unfortunately, this is going to have to be
Montage
Fast.
time.
Really quick montage?
Yeah.
well,
Dun, 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 let's get down to business.
I'm a maniac.
Gotta
Oh,
do it in a montage.
you guys cut to like you're lifting barrels
wanna
over
be
your head, and
the
then you're doing like
very
math
best.
problems, and she's like shaking her head no, and then like cut back, and she's like shaking her head yes. You're like, yeah, trigonometry.
It's the eye of the beholder. It's the thrill of the
Oh boy.
fight.
But it's going to have to be faster than I'd like because,
Faster than a montage.
Right.
well,
So like Dirty
I
Dancing
s-
fast.
I sent him as far away as I could last night, but he's going to get back here soon.
Yeah, how did you do that?
It's blood magic. I was honestly hoping that the god was still alive that I was attuning to. It was a long shot, but I have, my skill previously was in magic, blood magic and necromantic magic, but it seems that it still had a little bit of kick left. By using his own blood, I was able to send him away. It's quick and dirty, but he will come back and he won't make the same mistake twice.
You used his blood to send him as far away as you could?
Yes.
How far away are we talking? Continents? Plains?
Oh, no. I believe I dropped him into the Feywild.
Okay. That's
But
something.
He will
Teddy's
find his
tin
way
shop.
back.
He's in Teddy's tin shop.
For all your tin needs
Well, he'll
and
burn that thing
artifact
down because he
needs,
does not like magic
You
items.
dropped him right into Teddy's
relics
tin
at a
shop.
reasonable price. Teddy's Tin Shop.
Well, he's probably already dead.
We should check on Teddy.
Okay.
Add that to my list.
Let's do that instead.
He's in the Feywild. Doesn't time move a lot faster there?
Or slower.
That's-
Time gets weird in the Feywild.
Oh, okay.
That is my hope, is that he's delayed, but I don't know how long.
Okay.
He's spent a very long time planning this, and I don't know how much more we have left on our side, which is why we have to take our attack to him. We have to get to Limbo. Now, the last thing about Limbo, that I don't know its current state, but Limbo is a plane affected by mental strength.
Perfect. I should be
Well, previously,
I should be
Limbo
fine.
was a chaotic dimension. Fire becomes water, as you said. But there's a race there that Vect found when he was... And this is really where things changed, not only with the Sladi, but them. He found the Githzeri.
Mm-hmm.
And they taught him about how to harness his greater mental abilities. And
that's right. They did some sort of psychic attacks to us when they hit us.
good. Mm-hmm.
And in Limbo, the Githzeri can, with their own thought, form monasteries out of just the environment. And Vect at his full abilities, you can imagine what he can do there.
Mm-hmm.
You can build worlds.
Out of sharts.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if we don't have time for you to train us,
Well, I have to,
She does.
but it's going to be faster. It's not the pace that I've trained myself or other people of my organization.
mm-hmm.
It's going to have to be a little bit rough, and I'm going to more or less have to throw you into it, so to speak.
Let's get started.
Here
We
are
have
some
a-
other things that I would like to do, and it's up to us when we do them.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the bag of holding that Goliath had. I have not
Okay.
checked it.
Okay.
We should check it because
Dump it out.
every time I get hit in the face with a pirate ship, all my potions shatter, and that would be a good place to put them. We also have a flying pirate ship that was being repaired.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know how far along it is in the repairs.
Was Bobbins doing that? Was he in control of that?
Some of the gnomes and the architects that you had hired had been
Okay.
working on the ship.
I don't know how
Okay.
far. We can check with them and see. I imagine yesterday slowed down the production somewhat,
Okay.
but we need to repair that flying pirate ship. You have that gold talisman with the air elemental inside. We should
Yep.
really figure out exactly what that is, attune you to it, and get all that sorted out. I've got that demon puzzle box, which we should really figure out what we're doing with. We do owe Umbranok a swamp of sludge near the castle, but I think that can wait until this is all sorted.
I can work on that.
We called for aid
From whom?
from anyone who could answer last night.
Wood elves.
Yesterday when we
Oh.
were... Now, I don't know how long we want to wait around, but those guys are going to eventually... It could be a couple of days or a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to eventually show up and say, hey, we heard you were in danger.
Oh, well, I'm sure they'll
If
see
we're-
the dead army. And
If we're lucky, they'll show
Sure.
up. Now, we can call them off,
Mhm.
or we can give them different orders. Now, again, this is all assuming that someone answers, which I think they will.
Can you just take us to Limbo with your magic?
She could.
Hi.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
But the question, of course, becomes what are we doing prior to Limbo?
We need a plan
Because-
before we go in.
Because Second wants to do some sort of weird training thing to us.
yeah, like
Okay.
Well, yes, we're not going directly to Limbo just yet. There are quite a few things we have to prepare before we can go take on Vect. Specifically, there's somewhere in the ethereal plane that we need to get to first. But before we do any of that, I can't risk putting you in Vex's path or any of his agents without you having the proper training. Otherwise, we might not be as lucky as we were last night. So...
Well, let's start this morning.
Yeah, we have a training room.
We do.
Yeah, it's like a dojo room.
Weirdly, that was not something that we created. That was already
It's already
here.
there. Yeah. We also have a basketball court.
Oh, all right. I don't know what a basketball court
Yeah,
is. Is it better than
we
a
came
training
up with
room?
this game that's like involves a basket
Yeah, and you
putting
kick it into
balls
it.
in it. Yeah. So what you do is you kick this ball towards these baskets.
Into the basket, yeah.
You're not allowed
With
to
your
use your
feet.
hands
Yeah.
at all. Your hands are on these sticks, which you use to slam into each other very, very hard. And there's a lot of physical fighting in it. And then like every 7 innings, we just get up and stretch.
Sometimes we have a musical performance.
Yeah, about like halfway through.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds
And the
like
winner-
it would be very successful. Is this going...
You score also by the lowest points at the end of the game.
Okay, all right. Well, let's
You
maybe
start with
go
10 and
to...
you gotta work your way down.
Let's maybe go to the dojo. That's fine. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. The Velvet League will return next week for part 2 of this adventure. In the meantime, you can follow our players on Twitter. Jeremy is at JLeeFox, Kelly is at GirlMeetsBear, and Mike is at SuperGeekMike. This episode included music by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. You can find the track listing and credits in the show notes. Photos and character art can be found in the show notes on partialart.com. And while you're there, why not check out some of our other podcasts, including Roll to Seas, where myself and Andrew Dickinger discuss the absolute madness of Warhammer 40k. If you have any questions about the show, you can email us at FridayNightQuests@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, all under the handle Partial Arc. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose the body.
So, how much experience do we get?
Well, now we have a skeleton army, so that's pretty neat.